for serious growers, including Bright Star tractors. From daily farming needs to a next generation of vineyard equipment, AVA tractors built for Napa and Sonoma growers who need ROI, local support, and equipment that can work in real vineyard conditions. Get it out of the park with AVA Tractor LLC. Solutions made for your vineyard. Nestled in the heart of Sonoma, Verano Cafe stands as the answer to locals yearning for wholesome food. Opened by Veronica Perez and Carlos Rubio, this cozy diner is nestled conveniently at the crossroads of Highway 12 and Verano Avenue. At Verano Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are experiences crafted with love and local ingredients. Each dish is a symphony of taste. But Verano Cafe isn't just about breakfast. Their lunch menu features favorites like fish and chips and classic French dishes catering to all tastes. Dinner includes house-made pasta dishes and elegant entrees. What really sets Verano Cafe apart is its commitment to quality and community. With locally sourced ingredients and a dedicated team that feels like family, Verano Cafe offers a warm and welcoming atmosphere.
For the first time in 2026, Sonoma Stompers baseball is on the air. Welcome to the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network opening day, take summer 2026 here at Arnold Field in Sonoma. I'm Karen Costa, joined for the first time by Nate Martin in the broadcast booth, getting you set for Game 1, an out-of-league contest against the California Red Tails. Sean McBroom gets the ball for Sonoma. And if you remember, the last time he pitched at this ballpark, it was the CCL North title game in 2025. A Nick Sebastiani walk-off home run sent the Stompers to the championship series down in Southern California, a series they would lose in 2 games to the Conejo Oaks. And Nate now starts the title defense of the North for the Stompers. A lot of returners, a lot of new faces. What jumps out on this year's team?
Well, you mentioned 2 of the key contributors that are getting a go today. It's McBroom and Nick Sebastiani. As you mentioned, McBroom gets the bump today. 3rd year up here in Sonoma, spent the last 2 summers with the Stompers. And then Sebastiani, the walk-off hero, a guy who was 3rd on the team in OPS, 3rd on the team in home runs as well, including that walk-off in the CCL North title game. A clutch player that's come up time and time again, obviously joined by his cousins and Ben Sebastiani. A lot of returners on this team. Yeah,
a lot of returners in the lineup. Trent Keys, Nick Sebastiani, Ben Sebastiani are the 4 there in the starting lineup, and then Sean McBroom on the mound. A lot more on the bench. Anthony Shepler and a whole bunch more will be coming out of the bullpen. And Nate, that's what's happening there lineup-wise. But a big question is a winning culture. It's guys coming from all over the country trying to gel together as a ball club and get wins, especially early in the season. How can a team do that well?
Well, I think part of it is, obviously rely on your returners. You have a lot of guys here familiar with the Stompers culture, familiar with how Zach Pace wants to play baseball. They're all gathered together for the first time this week. They've all started to get to know each other. Some of them already know each other through local baseball, some through colleges, some completely new to this environment from other countries. So it's a lot of different guys all coming together, hoping to accomplish something really good here.
Yeah, a big one is how the team gels, and a lot of that's on the coaching staff. Zach Pace entering year number 8 as he heads out to home plate for the meeting. They played the Red Tails today. The California Red Tails hail from the East Bay. Ryan Cooney is the manager. He'll be coaching third base. And then out at the meeting, he's joined by Christian Mayweather, along with Cameron Mayweather. That's the staff for the Red Tails. And the Red Tails, a much younger team. It's an out-of-league opponent for whatever that's worth. CCL play kicks off on Tuesday. These are tune-up games, Nate. They don't matter in the standings. In games like this, what do you look for?
You're just trying to figure out what guys you can rely on once you get into CCL play. Whoever shows up in these games, especially on the pitching staff, out of the bullpen, that's who Pace is going to rely on in late-game situations when it's going to be tight in CCL games where things really matter come postseason time. That's what you really learn about these teams is when they play these out-of-league games, figure out guys that you can count on and go from there.
Yeah, and then let's talk about, it's an eclectic mix of players. That's the joy of summer baseball. You have Trent Keys, a guy that was at San Jose State 2 years ago, struggled there, and then he's at Delta College. He goes off. He had over 300 that year. And then you have a mix of D1 guys. Tino Vassell at USF. And then the big name, the big guy, the eyes are on Hunter Carlson in the cleanup spot, catcher first baseman. He was down in Montgomery, Alabama just 4 days ago playing in the Sun Belt tournament for Georgia State. I feel like guys like that, maybe the fans and us broadcasters, put the pressure on them. Guys like Bryson Ayala, Hunter Carlson, coming from D1 schools, they have to dominate at this level.
Yeah, Carlson is someone I'm really excited about. Obviously you mentioned just coming this week from his Sun Belt Conference tournament. But this is a guy who hit just under 300 with Georgia State, had a 7 RBI game against Bellarmine. Of course, a couple of Bellarmine guys also on the Stompers. So he's someone to really look out for. And then, as you mentioned, Bryson Ayala, someone who was a really highly ranked shortstop out of Florida. Played at Tulane, in and out of a lineup there, but someone who, 6'5", can really provide a boost at the back end of the order.
Yeah, let's roll through this lineup here on the pregame show. The left fielder, Trent Keys, leads off. The second baseman bats second. That's Tino Vassell. Nick Sebastiani's last year's hero tries to one-up his last swing here at Arnold Field. He hits in the third position. Center field, we didn't see him there last year. Hunter Carlson, Georgia State first baseman, cleans it up. The DH, Ben Sebastiani, followed by the right fielder, Connor Johnston. 7, 8, 9 goes Gage McCowan, the shortstop, Bryson Ayala, and the third baseman, Mateo Heredia. Nate, any names that jump off the page? We've talked about Carlson. We've talked about Ayala. Anybody else?
Well, I just think the big thing about this order is relying a lot on lefties at the top of it. 4 of the first 6 batters hitting from the left-hand side of the plate. And that's something, hoping to attack a righty pitcher in the Red Wings with Tyler Hankerson, someone who hasn't really played a lot at the college level. That's a clear idea from Zach Pace to attack early and often.
Yeah, and one more note, all fans remember from last year, if I was a betting man, I'd put Trent Keys to get hit by a pitch in my parlay today. He was hit by a pitch 19 times during the 2025 season. I mean, that led the league by like 11. That guy found a way to get on base any way possible. A .438 on base percentage from Keys in CCL play last year. That's exactly what you want in the top of the lineup. And then you have the power, Nick Sebastiani and Hunter Carlson in the middle. One more guy let's talk about before we wrap up the pregame show. First pitch just about 10 minutes away is Ben Sebastiani, and I think he'll be the first to tell you his summer last year wasn't exactly what he wanted. He went 4 for 16 in out-of-league play, 4 for 32 in league, but he found something at the College of Marin this year. He led the team in batting average at .340, hits with 54, 4 home runs, 36 RBIs. I'm really interested to see what he's going to do if he can tap into what he found with the Mariners.
But it's a new season, you have a lot of momentum from the spring, but this is obviously, I'm sure it's still going to be in the back of his mind that he didn't really have the greatest summer here last year, but it's better to come in with momentum than without it, and that's what Sebastiani is going to be doing here today with as you mentioned, .340 batting average. What a year at the College of Marin.
That's going to wrap up opening day edition of the Sonoma Stompers pregame show. Come on back. The CCL North title defense starts for the Sonoma Stompers. An out-of-league game against the California Red Tails next on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network.
for the Sonoma Stompers, leading off in left field.
Thursday evening opening day baseball from Arnold Field in Sonoma. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network as we get the 2026 Sonoma Stompers season underway. I'm Kieran Costa, joined by Nate Martin for the first time of 50 this summer. Home and road, you can find all Stompers games here on the YouTube channel, and it's the first one, but it's no different than the CCL North title last game. Baseball is baseball is baseball, and that's exactly what Zach Pace will be telling his guys, and we'll run through his lineup one more time. The left fielder Trent Keys leads off. The second baseman Tino Vassell bats second. The center fielder Nick Sebastiani hits third. Hunter Carlson, the cleanup man, Ben Sebastiani fifth. Connor Johnson sixth. Gage McCowan seventh. Bryson Ayala eight, and Mateo Heredia nine. And they're out on the field behind Sean McBroom, the 5'9", 182-pound right-hander from Antioch, California. The 21-year-old is making his first start of his third season for the Stompers, his biggest start maybe of his life, the CCL North title game last year. 5 innings pitched, 1 run. It was unearned, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Let's set the defense behind him. Keys, Sebastiani, Johnson, that's left to right. Nick Sebastiani in center. Mateo Heredia is the third baseman. Bryson Ayala, the shortstop. Tino Vassell at second. Hunter Carlson, the Georgia State man, at first. And the battery for Sean McBroom is Gage McCowan, a two-way player out of California State University, Northridge. He faces this lineup as announced by manager Ryan Cooney. The center fielder Ethan Kwok, the DH Jacob Cassiano, the third baseman Isaiah Work. Pablo Osio cleans it up. Beckett Montgomery, the shortstop, bats fifth. The first baseman Isaiah Broadus bats sixth. 7, 8, and 9, Vincent Gianni, Ben Garibaldi, and Kingston Salinas. We're all about ready for baseball here on a Thursday evening. Ian Tews, the home plate umpire. Gary Frieders helps him out in the field. McBroom walks back up the hill. It'll be Kwok, Cassiano, and Work set for the California Red Tails. It's the first game for both of these teams as Gage McCown throws down. Ethan Kwok, the center fielder from Bradshaw Christian High School. He'll shake hands with the catcher McCown, the home plate umpire Tews, and gets ready to dig in from the right side. The Red Tails in green, the Stompers in their home whites. McBroom working from the windup. Kwok's ready, McBroom's ready, and the 2026 Stomper season is underway with a fastball that misses low for ball one. First pitch at 6:11, and Sonoma, that's seen some rowdy weather. It's beautiful and 68 degrees. That's in there for a called strike, 1-1.
I mean, we had some rain yesterday as we were setting up the field, kind of christening the season almost, making that outfield grass a little bit more green.
That one misses just off the corner of the counts, 2-1. Sean McBroom did not play the whole season at Cal State San Marcos. His 2-1. Misses off the corner again, close pitch. A back injury in the fall put McBroom out for the entire season. He was projected 30 or 40 innings for San Marcos. His 3-1 home, caught on a miss late on a fastball. And Filler up 3-2 on the first batter of 2026. Kwok awaits the 3-2. Strikes out swinging. That's how you draw it up, Nate. Kwok goes down via the K. It's the first for McBroom in 2026, trying to live up to a high mark last season.
And not just the first of a Stomper season, the first of the year, as you mentioned, coming off of that back injury suffered in the fall. And boy, does he look ready for a prime summer.
Yeah, McBroom, 3 schools in 3 seasons, was very disappointed not to get run in the college season last year. The righty comes home, and it's bounced towards second. Vassell's going to get a tough hop, flip to first. Carlson stayed on the bag to get him. A nifty play by Tino Vassell, the first ground ball he faces on a very unpredictable Arnold Field infield. and a nice cross-body throw to get Jacob Cassiano on just a pitch.
And how about that play by Carlson? Not usually a first baseman. You usually find him behind the dish. They're kind of stretching out to make that grab and haul it in for out number 2.
McBroom quickly gets ahead of Isaiah Work as that one's fouled back to the screen off the glove of McCown. Zach Pace is going to come out and get it, entering season number 8 as the Stompers manager. His pitching coach, Mike Nunez, his third base coach and infield guy, Dave Hoke. Paul Madarena works with the hitters. Casey Gilroy is bench coach, and Charlie Hale helps out with just about everything else. McBroom starts his windup facing the hitter, rocks and deals. It's a weak ground ball to first. Carlson is going to flip to McBroom covering. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Tails. Sean McBroom hasn't missed a beat. Nothing across for the Red Tails with the Stompers coming up in the bottom half. To the bottom of the first we go here on opening day at Arnold Field. Kieran Costa alongside Nate Martin, first of 47 this year on the Stompers Broadcast Network. And Sonoma and the home whites get their first ups of the season. It'll be Trent Keys, Tino Vassell, and Nick Sebastiani against the tall righty Tyler Hankerson, who didn't play at the College of Marin last year, Technology High School in Rohnert Park. 3-year varsity. He also played basketball and soccer at the varsity level. He went 11-4 with a 290 earned run average in his time at Technology. And he faces Trent Keys, who had himself one heck of a season at Delta College. He had 316 with a 428 on base. Second-year Stomper digs in from the left side. Feet close together, slightly open stance. First pitch from Hankerson. Skips in there, 1-0. Keys last season for Sonoma in 33 games hit 179 with an on-base percentage of 438. Those aren't splits you see every day, and that was thanks to 21 walks and 19 hit by pitches. 1-0. Keys takes outside 2-0.
But it's the money ball school of thinking, right? It's
Really
not about
is.
the hits. It's about getting on base, you know. And Vassell Keys rather did exactly that. 19 hit by pitches last summer. It still blows my mind, and I wasn't even here.
2-0 misses low, 3-0, and Keys is right back on track for getting awarded a free pass. If you combine the walks and the hit by pitches, that was 40. There's a righty up in the Stompers bullpen. No one's going to go too long here in the early going. Keys taken all the way. A breaking ball drops in 3-1.
With a pitcher up in the bullpen, like, you might as well. You have so many. Zach Pace loves to get numbers in his pitching staff, and you might as well go to them on opening day.
3-1 pitch. Hitters count for Keys, and he takes ball 4. Flips the bat towards the first base dugout. That's the first base runner of the ball game, the first base runner of the season, and in Stompers fashion, it's a walk.
In Trent Keys fashion, it's a walk. OBP of 1,000 can only go downhill from there.
Actually,
Probably not that much more downhill.
Played over Last summer in baseball season, you wouldn't think it would. And now it's a lefty, Tino Vassell, a USF freshman from Pleasant Hill. Back-to-back lefties to open up the lineup for Zach Pace. Hankerson slide step home, called strike one.
And Vassell's a guy who comes up big against big opponents. His best day at the plate with USF was against an ACC opponent in Cal, a career-high 2 hits.
And not a lot of at-bats in the end, just 63 as they check on Keys. He's back. 254, average 427 on base, a double and 3 driven in. The issue that Vassell faced was the swing and miss. He struck out 25 times in 63 at-bats for the Dons. 0-1 coming. That one's too far off the corner, 1-1. Keys not really a threat to run. He went 11 of 13 on stolen bases at San Joaquin Delta College. Edges off first base, and Vassell swings through a high fastball. It's 1-2. It's the first swing the Stompers have taken this year. So lefty went to College Park High School. Slightly open stance. Another check on first. Keys back with a dive, says the field umpire Gary Frieders.
As a pitcher, your mind's always going to go to the runner at first, especially when he is that leadoff guy. You're expecting him to be a little bit more aggressive trying to steal.
Vassell fouls it into the glove of the catcher, Pablo Ocio. He's gone swinging.
Now batting, number 6.
Obviously, you mentioned he had a bit of a strikeout problem in the spring with USF. That's what the summer's for, and obviously not how you want to start it if you're Vassell. But there's a lot of baseball left in June and July, and see how he goes up in the second time through.
Sebastiani swings first pitch and almost takes out his first base coach, Jacoby Heyer. Dave Hoke is always down the third base line. Sebastiani has quite the season to live up to and quite the swing to live up to. It's hard to draw up anything better than a walk-off home run at your old high school field as he takes a fastball in there that counts nothing in 2. And that was part of what's been back-to-back all CCL North campaigns in 24 and 25. 0-2 pitch coming to Sebastiani. Misses, the count's 1-2. Nick coming off injury. He broke his hamate bone in his Santa Rosa junior college season. So in very limited at-bats, just 12 games, he hit 150 with a homer and 6 driven in. 1-2. Sebastiani bounces it foul past Dave Hoke in the third base coaching box. The count holds 1-2. But the best way to come off an injury is exactly what Nick did. He homered in his first at-bat back. That was in the playoffs for Santa Rosa Junior College.
There's no better way to do it, Kieran.
Hit even 300 last year for the Stomps. 1-2 comes home. High 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Sebastiani, a right-handed hitter with power. Hankerson working off the first base side of the hill. In on the hands, fouled back to the screen. That's a tough pitch to lay off. You don't know if it's coming over the inside corner, and the only way to leave it is to lift up the hands and let it come through. Sebastiani will fight to see another pitch.
You got to just be a little bit more protective in these 2 strike counts. Sebastiani, though, credit to him, has gotten back in it.
2-2 pitch. Popped up, foul down the first base line, drifts out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Keys bluffs, doesn't go. It's popped up to right field. In comes Ben Garibaldi. Out goes the second baseman, Gianni, and it's a second baseman who makes the catch. So, not a long ball. It's a P4, and that brings up Hunter Carlson, the left-handed hitter who played his college ball at Georgia State. Hails from Hudson, Wisconsin. It's about right by the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, so he's a
little far away from home.
A little far away from home. I mean, grew up in Hudson, went to Wichita State for a year, Georgia State, and now Sonoma. But furthest trek.
Just tells you his love for the game of baseball, willing to play it anywhere he can.
Takes outside, he's ahead 1-0. Not a guy you want to be behind, I can tell you that. In 50 games for Georgia State, 289 average, 10 doubles, a triple, 6 home runs. He drove in 42. Needs to find a gap to get Keys home from first, and he takes outside. It's a hitter's count, 2-0.
And it's a guy who was just playing in the Sun Belt tournament. His baseball is fresh. He's ready to go. I won't be surprised if he's one of the guys that starts off hot earlier in the summer.
2-0 high, 3-0. I'd pitch around him, too, if I was Tyler Hankerson. Not sure how much of a scouting report he has, but it's now 3-0.
Well, the scouting report when you're a guy who hasn't really pitched at the junior college level, when you see someone coming from the Sun Belt, is maybe pitch around.
And he does. 4-pitch walk drawn by Carlson. The Stompers have a runner in scoring position for the hometown kid, Ben Sebastiani.
Now batting, number 12.
Grew up in Sonoma, just in Siena High School for Ben, the cousin of Nick Sebastiani. For the Stompers last year, in out-of-league play, 4 for 16, a homer, 3 RBIs. That was a long ball on the 4th of July for Ben. And then in CCL play, 4 for 32, but he changed all of that. He was all-conference second team. His average jumped up 200 points at the College of Marin. Looks to translate that to the Stompers. First pitch to him, cut on and missed, 0-1. Sporting the number 12 this season in the right-handed batter's box. Keys from second, Carlson from first, both reached via the walk. Sebastiani's drilled. I think that one got him right in the elbow guard, and the bases are loaded without a hit. And it's up to Connor Johnston to try and clean up these bags. Ducks it on the pond with 2 away. Johnson, a guy we sort of talked about, Nate, in a way that he redshirted his freshman year at Bellarmine, did not play in a game, so the last baseball action he's seen was high school ball in Wilsonville, Oregon. That was over a year ago, left-handed hitter. The pitch. Called strike.
Yeah, and perhaps that's why you weren't swinging at the first pitch there. You're still trying to get back into the swing of things. And, no better way to do so. A little bit closer to home here in Northern California than Kentucky, where he plays his college ball.
That one misses. The count's 1-1.
But this is a guy in high school who, was 100% on stolen base attempts, 2-time all-conference.
In right field today, he takes inside 2-1, and he's in a situation where a walk's as good as a hit. Anything will get home the first Stomper run of the year. Keys from third, Carlson from second, Sebastiani from first.
And I feel like you can be a little bit patient here with 2 outs.
2-1. Popped up high in the air. Left side. The third baseman Work is under it and makes the catch in fair territory. The Stompers threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits. They leave them loaded. To the second inning we go on opening day. Scoreless. To the second inning we go. It'll be Pablo Ocio, Beckett Montgomery, and Isaiah Broadus. That's 4, 5, and 6. Left-handed hitter against the righty McBroom. From the windup comes home and misses 1-0. McBroom ended last year's regular season on an 11-game scoreless inning streak. This, of course, doesn't count towards the CCL stats, but looks to keep that going either way. And he gets the call on a pitch over the outside that counts 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're coming off of a year where you did not pitch due to injury. The last time you really pitched was last summer, and you obviously have good memories. But it's a completely new year. You're coming off of a back injury. Those can be hard to come back from if you're McBroom.
He goes right back to that outside corner and now comes home with a 1-2, and it's bounced foul back to the screen. Definition of a emergency hack from Pablo Ocio to stay alive.
I mean, I thought he struck out there for the split second. He just kind of got around and forced it back to the backstop.
1-2. Outside 2-2. Ocio didn't play college ball last year, but attended UCSD. It's a long playing career, and he sends this one to center. Nick Sebastiani started in, now drifts back to make the catch. That goes L8 in your scorebook. A hard hit baseball off the bat of Ocio, but it finds the glove, and that's of the center fielder Sebastiani.
And there is a lot of grass out there in center. But that one went right to Sebastiani. He barely had to move a couple of feet to grab it.
Sebastiani played 2 games in center for the Stompers in 2025 as McBroom gets out ahead of Beckett Montgomery. Willamette kid, and it's 0-1. There's the hook. McBroom loves his off speed. It's fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Montgomery Sacred Heart Cathedral. He went 9 for 29 at Willamette, and he takes low 1-2. Or beg your pardon, he went 2 for 10 out there for a 9-29 Willamette squad, and he strikes out swinging on a breaking ball. Second strikeout from McBroom, both swinging, and there's quickly 2 away in the visitors' half of the second. And that brings up Isaiah Broadus.
We didn't really see McBroom go to that off-speed a lot in the first inning, but now he's worked it in a couple times, including that swing and miss there for strike 3. And you mentioned he loves that pitch so much. I can see why. So much vertical drop.
The lefty Broadus takes a called strike. That's the fastball, and it's over the outside corner. He's been living on that outer third. Gage McCowan, he's a two-way guy, and it's great to be a two-way catcher. You know the zone so well. Swing and a miss, chased a breaking ball in the dirt.
And McCown's a guy who was probably better as a pitcher than he was as a catcher with CSU Northridge.
He'll go both ways this year.
Absolutely.
Base loves to send him both ways. 0-2 pitch. Broadus takes 1-2.
A 3.45 ERA in 12 appearances, 8 strikeouts. Not too bad for a freshman.
McBroom works so quickly, you rarely see him shake. He likes the first sign McCowan gives, and it's a good idea, because yes, he did. Broadus goes down swinging. A couple punch outs in the frame for McBroom. 1.5 in the books. 0-0. You're watching Stompers Baseball on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. the bottom of inning number 2 we go. Seven, 8, and 9. Those are who Zach Pace sends out in the bottom of inning number 2. And that's Gage McCown, the two-way player from CSUN, Bryson Ayala from Tulane, and Mateo Heredia from Cerritos College. Couple righties to start things off. Hankerson comes home and almost hits him, but turning out of the way is the catcher McCown.
We've already seen one hit by pitch to a righty there where he's just kind of very much leaning into it almost. Hankerson's got to get those a little bit better on the inside.
1-0 low, 2-0 to McCown. Was mainly a pitcher down south in Southern California this year. 17 games, he went 0 for 6, and he swings here and bounces it foul to the Red Tails dugout down the third base line.
Still, you're looking at 4 games started behind the plate, and that shows that they really trusted him to do some work, especially defensively. You've seen that so far. He's been really confident in his signs to McBroom on the bump and hoping to get something going here offensively.
McCown's still a little bit early. He's pulled another one foul down the third base line. And now there is some action in the Stompers bullpen. Two-two to McCown, and that one hit him. He tried the breaking ball, it didn't break, and it got McCown right in the middle of the 2 and 4. He's sporting on his back. It's the second hit by pitch. That's the 4th free pass in 8 hitters. And the leadoff man aboard again.
Number 51, Bryson Ayala.
I just went got him plumb right on his back. No chance he was going to be able to dodge that one.
And I don't think you get out of the way of a curveball. You're getting on base any way you can.
I don't want to say, it's not going to hurt as much, but it's 10
not
degrees
gonna hurt
slower.
as much.
Yeah. You
Bryson
still feel it the next morning.
Ayala takes in the dirt. Ayala from Melbourne, Florida. He's a long way from home. He went to college pretty close, New Orleans. He played for the Green Waves of Tulane, and he takes high 2-0. A strong start to the year for Bryson in a way. He got 5 starts as a true freshman. That's not easy to do for a D1 program. And then he was playing those games with a broken finger, which is now healed, and he's ahead 3-0. A very tall right-handed hitter.
You don't see, shortstops be 6'5" too often. There's a couple you can think of in the majors being that tall, but it kind of helps to have that height at the position, be able to go up and get those hard hit balls in between second and third. It's definitely an advantage to have that height as a defender and then on the offensive side as well.
Takes a 3-0 in there, 3-1. 3-1. Ayala thought it was ball 4. Ian 2's disagreed, and the count runs full 3-2. Brady Carvalho up and loosening in the bullpen for Sonoma. Payoff pitch to Ayala. Fouled back to the screen. A high fastball, he went up and fouled it back. Ayala, Melbourne High School, he got to play his senior year for his dad, who's still the coach down there at Beach Town in Florida. I mean, that has to be a great experience. His dad played baseball at Coastal Carolina. 3-2 pitch. Inside ball 4. The Stompers are set up first and second, nobody out. The top of the order looming, but first Mateo Heredia bats.
I bet his dad's really happy with that at-bat. Work a longer count. Get on base via the walk. It's clearly something that Hankerson's been struggling a bit with location. Hit a batter first time in the inning, and then the very next guy he faces a longer walk, and that's why you're having that mound visit right there.
Yeah, out to the mound goes Christian Merriweather, and he brings his whole infield with him. And now you're going to see someone jog down to that bullpen down the left field line.
The thing about the Red Wings is they only really have like 5 or 6 guys that they list primarily as a pitcher, but it's a lot of two-way players that are going to get work. Half the staff are made up of guys who are also listed as positional.
Righty on righty is the matchup we have, Hankerson and Heredia. Mateo, a great year at Cerritos College, another two-way guy, but he hit .323. He takes a called strike. This is the approach that Zach Pace and Paul Maderena love to see at this level. Make them come to you. Make them throw strikes. You get ahead in the count. At some point, you'll get a pitch to do damage. Heredia does, but he's late. It's 0-2. McCown dancing off second base, trying to give Hankerson some problems as Heredia waits on an 0-2. Trent Keys, the leadoff man, waits on deck. 0-2 pitch is bounced toward short, could be two. Easy hop for Montgomery to second one. The turn is not in time. He pulled the first baseman, brought us off the bag. So it's a fielder's choice for Heredia. He reaches first base. Ayala is out on the plate. At third base goes McCown. No error given to the second baseman, Gianni. He was trying to turn a double play. So runners at the corners. Trent Keys has a chance to grab up his first ribby of the season. It's 90 feet away in the form of Gage McCown. And it's low outside for ball one. The Stompers led the league in runs scored on wild pitches. There's so much space between the catcher and the backstop. Dubbed the Stompers special last year. Our analytics team, Lucas Sebastiani, will get on that. That's not a Stomper special. That's a line drive base hit center field. It's a single and an RBI for Trent Keys. Sonoma's on the board in 2026. It's 1-0. To second on the play goes Mateo Heredia. That's a hard hit baseball from Trent Keys.
And the first hit of 2026 for the Sonoma Stompers. And it comes after getting, a few guys on base already without hits. It's the Stomper way, being patient, and that time swung early, got it into center field. A nice piece of hitting from Trent Keys.
Trent Keys, as we mentioned so many times, over 400 on base last year with Sonoma and last year with Delta. Looks to continue that. Vassell, who struck out the first time, takes outside 1-0. That's a beautiful swing from Keys. He's made a couple of tweaks from last year. That's a line drive right back where it came from. Coach's dream. 1-0 to Vassell. That's hit towards right. Coming over is Garibaldi. It drops in front of him. A high hop kicks off his glove. Dave Hoke with the send. Here comes the throw. It is cut off. RBI single, Tino Vassell. It's a crooked number for Sonoma in the second, 2-0. Heredia scores. Keys goes first to third, and this is something that Sonoma struggled with last year, was you get one, you have to make it a crooked number. There's back-to-back hits from the top of the order, and Nick Sebastiani comes up with runners on the corners. He swings and fouls it back to the screen. He was on that pitch from Hankerson, just missed it.
And after seeing a couple of your teammates get hits off the barrels, in the span of 3 pitches to score runs, you're going to be swinging aggressive early.
Love it. Runners at the corners, we'll see if they send Vassell. They don't. And Sebastiani takes a strike. He's behind 0-2. Nick popped out to the second baseman, Vincent Gianni, back in the first. 2 home in the inning for Sonoma. 2 more on base. Sebastiani takes high 1-2. Beg your pardon. Nick, an even 300 batting average last year. Postseason hero. Hits a weak ground ball to third. Keys dives back to the bag. The long throw across the diamond is not in time. Infield single, Nick Sebastiani, and it's a line drive in the scorebook. A weak ground ball to third on the diamond. The bases are loaded with 1 out for Hunter Carlson.
I love that from Trent Keys over at third. He thought about going home for a second, started to take off, and that's what allowed the third baseman for the Red Tails work to kind of hesitate on that throw over to first, and that's why Sebastiani beat the throw to load up the bases. That all comes from Trent Keys having that IQ to stay back.
Yeah, and I think that's all Keys. That's a contact play with the infield back. Carlson, a lefty, takes a called strike 1. He disagreed. Thought it missed off the corner away. Bases full of Stompers, already ahead 2-0, looking to blow this thing open early. The outfield shifted way to the pull side as this one misses low outside. Stompers have the bases loaded for the second consecutive inning. They couldn't get anything across in the first. The left fielder, Kingston Salinas, is 5 or 6 steps out towards left center. Carlson lines it foul back to the screen.
But the real difference between last inning and this one is you have a different number under the outs. You had 2 outs, bases loaded last time. You only have 1 out this time, and it's near the top of the order. A guy like Hunter Carlson, who hit just under 300 of Georgia State, someone who you were hoping could take advantage of that.
Carlson, was a heady play. He asked the home plate umpire whether that would have been a strike if he didn't swing, and Harry, too, said yes. That one misses way outside. Pablo Ocio, a nice sliding play into the right-handed batter's box to save a run. Keys from third, Vassell from second, Sebastiani from first. 1 out, second inning. Carlson checks his swing. The count runs full 3-2. And this is a hinge pitch. Something's got to give. Bases loaded. 3-2 pitch coming to Carlson. Hankerson deals, and he struck him out swinging. Chased ball 4. The pitch was up. It's the second strikeout for Hankerson. And now Ben Sebastiani needs a hit to pick up an RBI.
The high heat as a batter is always so tempting. It always looks good. It's in a place where you like it, and it just doesn't drop enough for you to be able to make contact with it. Unlucky for Carlson. 2 outs now for Sebastiani with the bases juiced.
First pitch. Called strike, outer edge. Two's zone seems like he's giving that outside edge to the right-handed hitters, not so much to the lefties. 0-1 home. Sebastiani swings over that one. The count's 0-2. Thank you for joining us here on opening day. Beautiful evening for baseball here at Arnold Field in Sonoma. First of 3 home games this weekend to open up the campaign. Second baseman Gianni shaded towards the hole. The pitch to Sebastiani outside 1-2.
Hankerson this inning, for getting a crooked number on the scoreboard, has been generating a decent amount of swing and misses. Some stuff to work with here for the 6'1" righty.
Yeah, Hankerson and Sebastiani, teammates at the College of Marin last year. The battle between the Mariners right now, 1-2 to the pitcher. And he struck him out swinging. For the Stompers in the second, it's 2 runs on 3 hits and 3 left. We head to the top of inning number 3. Sonoma leading California by the score of 2-0. First call of the bullpen here for Sonoma, and that's going to be to Brady Carvalho, who played for the Stompers a couple of years ago. did not play with the team last year. He was on the roster for a little bit, never really linked up correctly. We'll close the book quickly on Sean McBroom. 2 innings, everything but zeros, and he struck out 3. Carvalho, a lefty, faces Gianni, Garibaldi, and Salinas. First pitch, misses 1-0, in and out of the glove of McCown. Modesto Jr., college sophomore from Linden, California. In 2026 for Modesto, 5 appearances all out of a bullpen, 2 earned runs in 2.1 innings. He got a strikeout, and he gets a swing and miss from Vincent Gianni that counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Played for Sonoma in 2024. He gave up 5 earned runs in 6 2/3. And now he's ahead of Gianni by the count of 1-2.
But crucially with the Stompers, compared to his junior college season at Modesto, a lot more strikeouts. Something he's had good memories with here at Arnold Field.
1-2 just misses, low inside, 2-2. Lanky left-handed pitcher. Went to Linden High School, rocks and deals. An appeal to third, no swing. Pitch barely missed. I think McCown wanted the strikeout to be looking. Instead, an appeal to first base, no swing, which is the right call. He barely moved the bat off his shoulder. Payoff pitch to Gianni. Carvalho misses inside. No, sir. Called strike 3. A very delayed call from Ian Tews. Vincent Gianni sold it. He threw the bat towards the dugout and was ready to walk to first base. I bought it.
I
the
bought
home
it.
plate umpire did not.
I bought it too. That was in an exact same location as the pitch before, but got a different call. A very slow pullback on the strike 3 call as well from the ump. That's unlucky.
Called strike 1 to Ben Garibaldi from Sarah High School. Lefty on lefty. Carvalho comes home. This one misses inside 1-1. And it's opening day for everybody. I need to remember to not say what happens until the home plate umpire makes the call. Swing and a miss. That's a disgusting slider biting towards the back foot of Ben Garibaldi.
Kieran, I don't blame it. I was in the exact same location as the pitch that was called the ball right before.
I mean, hats off to Vincent Gianni. He got me. He flipped his bat. He was ready to go down to first. 1-2 pitch. Bounce towards second. Vassell, room service hop, lobs it over to first base. 4-3 the putout. 8 up, 8 down by McBroom and Carvalho. It's the 9-hitter Kingston Salinas' turn. Right-handed hitter from Doherty Valley High School.
And one of those guys that's primarily listed as a pitcher for the Red Tails. I mean, his high school numbers from the plate were all right, but definitely primarily a pitcher.
Fastball high and tight, 1-0. Andre Munoz up and loosening for Sonoma. Carvalho misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Pace looking to go. Modesto JC to Modesto JC. That would be Carvalho to Munoz. The pitch home is low, 3-0, and the Red Tails are 1 ball away from their first base runner of the season.
Modesto JC, one of a couple, community colleges that the Stompers have gotten a lot of guys from.
4-pitch walk issued to Kingston Salinas. He's aboard. Back to the top we go, and it's Ethan Kwok. Again, Sean McBroom, he struck out swinging. I can't really tell what the pattern is on his helmet. It almost looks like a beehive, but it's very cool.
You know, like how, like in football, they give like helmet stickers to guys who have
like
good.
that.
It's kind of like that, like with like Ohio State or something with the Buckeye.
That one misses low outside. That's 5 consecutive out of the zone from Carvalho. He's a lefty, but he works from the extreme third base side of the mound, so he sort of cross-body slings it in towards home plate. His 1-0 is high 2-0. And if we were in College Station, there'd be a chant of ball 6. That's Texas A&M, the Aggies, the home of our new social media manager, Carson. So all the Stompers socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, follow the Stompers. Nothing but good content there. As Carvalho finally finds the zone, it's 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. Fastball 2-2.
I mean, it has to be said with the social content. I feel like the Stompers have been the only one getting things up.
The best social team in the
Absolutely.
league, year in and year out. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carvalho from the belt delivers. Struck him out swinging. A couple Ks in the frame for Brady Carvalho. 2.5 innings in the books. Sonoma leads it 2-0. A new pitcher in the ball game for the California Red Tails here in the bottom of inning number 3. It's just 2 innings for Tyler Hankerson. We're getting you the line there in just a moment. He gives way to a lefty, Jackson Van Til. Did not play at the College of Marin his first year. He's a left-handed pitcher. He'll face Connor Johnson, Gage McCown, and Bryson Ayala. The Stompers looking to add to a 2-0 lead as Dave Hoke sprints down to the third base coaching box. It's a great Stompers coaching staff this year. They bring everybody back. Nooney, Zach Pace, Dave Hoke, Paul Maderena. They really built something here. They've all coached together a long time at Sonoma State. And before Connor Johnson digs in, here's the line on Tyler Hankerson. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and 30 strikeouts. In the first pitch, Van Til throws, bounced up the middle. Beckett Montgomery from behind the bag throws in time. Johnston's out 6-3. That's a soft line drive that 2-hopped Montgomery. Very nice throw to get the hustling Johnston.
I mean, talk about coming right into the game. Jackson Van Til, the first pitch he throws goes right back at him. Could have made a play on it. Don't think he was ready. First pitch in quite a while.
Lefty on righty now. Gage McCown takes a called strike.
Van Til, a guy who didn't really pitch at College Marin last year. His last organized action came in high school over in Mill Valley.
0-1. Called strike 0-2. Munoz still up in the Stomper bullpen, located down the right field line. 0-2. The count started but stopped. The count's 1-2. This is an interesting angle for a hitter. Until definitely a very commanding presence on the hill, north of 6 foot, and he's a lefty that works off the extreme third base side as well. And McCown fooled, swings and misses over a pitch out of the zone. It's strikeout number 1 for Jackson Van Til and strikeout number 4 for Red Tail pitching. A reminder, Nate Martin has the play-by-play duties for the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. They'll give way after the end of this bottom of the 3rd that Bryson Ayala looks to continue. Walked and was erased on a fielder's choice. Takes a called strike outside edge.
I mean, it's such a different approach from Van Til than what you're getting with Hankerson because obviously, yeah, it's a different arm, lefty versus a righty, but also from the other side of the mound can take some time to adjust to, as seen with 2 batters retired in a row.
Jackson Van Til listed 6 foot 145. Bryson Ayala listed 6'5", 210. One pitch. Bounced weakly, foul down the third baseline. Isaiah Work, the third baseman, cuts in front of Dave Hoke. Dave Hoke was ready to make that play. Soft hands as the Stompers' third base coach. Does a lot of infield work with this team. I mean, Hokie's out here 1 o'clock for a 6 o'clock game doing early work with any infielder that'll show. 1-2 coming to Ayala. Struck him out swinging, breaking ball. An easy breezy 1-2-3 for Jackson Van Til out of the bullpen. After 3 innings of play on opening day, Sonoma leads California 2-0. Nate Martin takes over the play-by-play duties when we come back for the top of the 4th on the Sonoma Stompers broadcast network.
Middle 3 innings here at Arnold Field about to get underway. Alongside Kieran Costa, I'm Nate Martin. As we have a new pitcher into the game, Andre Munoz relieving Brady Carvalho of Work. He'll be facing 2, 3, and 4, Cassiano, Work, and Osio for the Red Tails. Carvalho's line, 19 pitches over an inning, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits, no runs. quickly. And a one-on-one count here to Munoz. The righty out of Modesto Junior College, just like the man right before him, Carvalho. 4 appearances, 3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts for the 6'1" righty. Head of a count here, 1-2.
Yeah, Brady looked good. Hadn't pitched a lot over 2 seasons. Here with Sonoma and then out at Modesto. It's always good to get back on the mound. Looked good in that first one.
The 1-2. Looked at, cold, strike 3. For Munoz's first K of the summer. It's a couple times now where the home plate ump's just been a little bit delayed with that strike 3 call, having some fun with it.
Yeah, Stomper pitching, now 3 different pitchers have combined to strike out half of the batters they've faced. Over half of the batters they've faced. Goodness. Lucas Sebastiani, our stats guy in the booth, knows one thing. Kieran's not a math guy, and 6 out of 11 is not 50%.
It's just over 50% as Isaiah Work digs into the plate here from the right-hand side. Behind 0-1, hits that one into right center. It drops. Sebastiani chases, digging for second is Work. He'll slide in safe. The first hit of the Red Tail season belongs to Isaiah Work. It's a 1-out double to put a runner in scoring position.
Now batting, number 23, Pablo Osio.
Brings up Pablo Osio, the catcher, digging in from the left-hand side. It's always tough to come back from the first hit of the game as a pitcher. That's exactly is what Munoz has to do here. First pitch, blown away, ball 1.
Yeah, that's an early test for Nick Sebastiani in center fielder. He's not a center fielder. And Arnold Field, thick grass, that ball's going to die. You want him to sort of cut in and charge that baseball and try and not let Isaiah Work get the extra base.
Of course, there's a lot of grass to cover out there in center as well, and you mentioned only 2 starts in center last summer for Sebastiani. We're used to playing on the corners.
I do love my route efficiency metrics, though.
First strike of the at-bat brings the count to 2-1 to Osio. Munoz with a runner on second and Work. Digs in for the 2-1. Outside, called strike 2, just clipped the plate. Osio's last organized collegiate baseball came in 2024 with the College of San Mateo, the Bulldogs, one of the prettier ballparks in California.
Former home of the Menlo Park Legends, no longer.
Legends bouncing around. Sonoma sees them on the schedule in a couple weeks. Begins CCL play next week against the Slow Blues.
Yeah, that's a 2-game series, Tuesday, Wednesday against Slow. Big series.
3-2 chopped over, just goes foul.
And those Slow games, it's the Stompers open the season with them again. And there's pros and cons of that. Slow will have some guys trickling in. Sonoma will have some guys trickling in. Especially we'll see how many travel with the Blues. But Sonoma and San Luis Obispo are 2 teams that are perennially battling at the top of the CCL North. And those tiebreakers matter a lot more in late July than the games feel like they matter in early June.
The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
It's a good pitch. That's a 3-2 challenge fastball. And for a guy that hasn't played a lot in the last 2 years, it's good to see him have the confidence in his stuff. I'll come in the zone, I'll challenge you with my heater, and he won there against Osio.
That brings up Beckett Montgomery for his second time through the order, struck out in the second rather. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. That one might not have even reached the dirt. I think it bounced off the grass.
Yeah, that might have hit off the corner of the grass. And what we heard from all the Stompers coaches, Zach Pace particularly, is that Gage McCown is a beautiful defender behind the dish, and we saw it. That's a backhand pick, like a first baseman, on a ball that skipped in there.
Chopped into foul territory. McCown just couldn't reach it. Brings the count to 1-1. And McCown as well, a two-way guy, proving that, pitchers, they can play some defense as well and probably doing it at the hardest defensive position at catcher.
Yeah, he's a guy that I think is going to fill a Luke Duncan-esque role for Sonoma. Maybe catch once a week and then be a hard-throwing arm in the back end of a bullpen. Duncan closed for the Stompers last year. He's playing for the Corvallis Knights of the West Coast League this year.
1-1 blocked.
And
McCown had to get low for that one.
Duncan, the perfect example of what a Sonoma summer can do for you. He was a guy that was playing at San Joaquin Delta College at the JUCO level, and he got the eyes on him here. He got the eyes on him at Delta. He's going to play for the Oregon State Beavers come this fall.
He's playing his college ball, his summer ball right now in Corvallis, staying out there.
Get
for Oregon
used to
State,
it.
exactly. An Oregon State team that right now in postseason play in the NCAA tournament. Three one count here to Montgomery, the shortstop. Hitters count, swung on, strike two. Full count here, 2 down.
Some milling around in the Stompers bullpen, but nobody up. Maybe Munoz will get a second inning. Zach Pace trying to figure out who can give him length here in 2026.
Full count. Swung on and caught by the catcher for strike 3. First hit allowed by the Stompers pitching staff, but they'll leave him there at second. Still scoreless for the Tigers. 2-0 Sonoma lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Opening day action rolls on here at Arnold Field alongside Kieran Costa. I'm Nate Martin. Stompers hold a 2-0 lead as they face Van Til for the second inning. A guy in Van Til who gave him a little bit of trouble in that third.
Yeah, Van Til came out of the bullpen and was really throwing the ball well. We'll see how he does against a top of the Stompers order that has a combined 3 hits and 4 times aboard.
Well, it starts with Mateo Heredia, the product of Cerritos College, recently committed to CSU Northridge. Last time reached on a fielder's choice. Behind here, 0-1. The windup and the delivery. Looked at for a called strike 2. Heredia quickly behind here. The two-way guy who excelled both on the mound and in the batter's box at Cerritos. A .323 average and a 2.81 ERA. The 0-2. looked at high for a called ball. A gutsy take from Heredia.
That 2-1 protect pitch, it looked like a curveball, but maybe didn't snap the way that Van Til wanted it. Just sort of drifted up and out of the zone.
1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Heredia takes off for first, doesn't get there in time.
Dating back to last inning, that's 3 straight swinging strikeouts for Jackson Van Til.
The off speed. Got Heredia there. Trent Keys to the lefty into the batter's box. A lefty on lefty matchup. That usually goes in favor to the pitcher. One down, nobody on here for Keys, the utility man out of San Joaquin Delta. First pitch. Hit into opposite field, drifting foul, giving chases the third baseman and caught throughout number 2. A nice play by Isaiah Work. Brings up Tino Vassell, got a hit last time through the order, but was stranded over at second base. Struck out in the first, his third at-bat of the game. Again, another lefty-lefty matchup for Van Til, who digs in from the third base side. Off speed, finds the zone, 0-1. Sun's starting to set here at Arnold Field. Probably the coolest weather we're going to experience here at Sonoma all year as Vassell falls behind 0-2.
It's a very good curveball. Really dropping, snapping really nicely. Snaps his wrist and it just drops in there.
The 0-2. Outside, again, the breaking ball. That one just went a little bit too far outside the plate. Vassell hoping to fight back here in the count, down 1-2. Swings and miss, strike 3. Six straight retired for Van Til. It's still 2-0 as we head into the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th, the opening day between the Red Tails and the Stompers. Alongside Kieran Costa, I'm Nate Martin. As Andre Munoz steps in for his second inning of work, gave up a double but also struck out 3 in his lone inning of work so far. He's facing 6, 7, and 8 Broadus, Gianni, and Garibaldi. First up, Isaiah Broadus, the first baseman, who looks at that one for a called ball. Broadus, last time through the order, struck out. His first time facing Munoz, swings and misses. evens the count up at 1 apiece. Munoz, the third pitcher used today by Zach Pace and co. He's in for the 1-1 outside, ball 2. And a lot of the reason for that, you have a lot of pitchers. You might as well use them this early in the season when they're all fresh.
Yeah, it's sort of a feeling out period for both players and coaches, see what everyone's got.
Strike on the outer half of the plate evens the count at 2 apiece. Munoz working quick. Broadus hoping to slow it down. Two bounces off the mask and count. Brings the count to full. That's one way to block it, I guess. Full count, nobody on, nobody out here in the top of the 5th, and Munoz walks him. The leadoff man on Broadus struts over to first to bring up Gianni. The San Carlos native hitting from the right-hand side. Last time through the order, struck out. That was to fellow Modesto JC man Brady Carvalho. Falls behind here 0-1 after the foul ball. Nothing in 1, runner on first for Munoz. Gets that one low, 1-1. It's Gianni. Plays at College of San Mateo, but didn't get any action there his first season with the Bulldogs.
Hey kids, if you want to race the Stompers, head on over to the left
As
field.
Munoz checked over there to first. Digs back in for the 1-1. As time is called by the hitter, Gianni. 5'11", second baseman. Steps back in for the 1-1. Hits that one into shallow right field. Under it is Vassell for out number 1 of the inning.
Yeah, it was good to get that first out. First time that California got the leadoff man aboard. Broadus works the walk, but that's a perfect job. You can't let that runner move up, get into scoring position. Unproductive out Gianni.
Up steps Ben Garibaldi with one down, hitting from the left-hand side. One of a couple late additions to the California Red Tails roster. With 32 on his bat, hitting him from the left-hand side. Goes into opposite field and way into foul territory. Nothing in 1. Garibaldi with a blue helmet from Sarah High School, a athletic powerhouse out in San Mateo. Of course, Barry Bonds and Tom Brady, just a couple of notable alums. 1-1 count. Hit sharply into left field and caught for out number 2. Heads up play from Mateo Heredia, the two-way player making a play defensively.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get all the kids that want to race a stomper over the left field.
Time is called here from Zach Pace.
Almost time for all new.
And that's going to be the day for Andre Munoz. Got a pitching change here at Arnold Field. We'll be right back. New pitcher into the game here for the Sonoma Stompers in the top of the 5th. It's Matthew Schallberger making his first appearance of 2026. The product of San Joaquin Delta College. Did not play this past season with them, the 6'2" righty. We're leaving Andre Munoz of duties. We'll get you Munoz's line right now. 1 2/3 innings. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk. He's responsible for the runner over at first.
Now batting, number 13, Kingston Salinas.
First batter faced by Schallberger is Kingston Salinas. Last time through, worked a walk. Schallberger, taller presence on the mound, 6'2", 180 pounds, working from the first base side of the bump. The first pitch, inside, called strike 1. So it's now 4 pitchers used through the first 5 innings by Zach Pace, as we kind of mentioned, just kind of feeling things out on guys that he can go to at different parts of game, seeing how long they can pitch for. Munoz, he felt, was falling off a little bit there, and very quickly ahead here for Schallberger, 0-2. Runner on first is Broadus. The 0-2 to Salinas. Low and outside, called for a ball.
Close pitch. McCowan wanted it. Hunter Carlson wanted it from first base. You heard him yell, hell yeah, and start walking back towards the dugout, but Ian 2 said that one was too low.
To retire him on the 1-2. Outside off of McCown. Runner takes off for second. No throw. Unlucky for McCown, who's been pretty solid defensively otherwise for the first 5 innings. So now a runner in scoring position. It's Isaiah Broadus.
Goes in the book as a wild pitch. No stolen base for the red-tailed first baseman.
Ballerina count to Salinas. Looked at inside. And now we got a full count here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Schallberger, you come into a tough spot. I mean, you always want a clean inning if you're a pitcher. You jump out ahead 0-2, but nice job by Salinas to get that count full.
Of course, a pitch that you thought was a strike, now full count, 3-2, low and away, ball 4.
That slider sweeper had movement. He threw it a couple times that at bat. It's biting down and away to a right-handed hitter, and I think that's what Kingston Salinas just whispered into the ear of Ethan Kwok as they met at home plate. Second walk for Salinas.
Working counts in the 9-hole spot. That's exactly what Ethan Kwok wants to see as the leadoff man. We have 2 runners on here for the first time all game for the Red Tails. First pitch to Kwok, swing and a miss, strike 1. And that's a way to come back here if you're Schallberger after giving up a few balls in a row. Go with the heat and get him swinging. Nothing in 1, righty-righty matchup. Schallberger digs in. And half the plate just missed it, 1-1.
More action in the Stomper bullpen. Zach Pace, I don't think he's going to have anyone more than 2 innings. It's the Dutchman, Vince Van Holy, the right-hander, up and loosening.
One of 2 international players this season for the Stompers. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. I mean, when Kwok swings and misses, it has some serious cut on that bat. If he can locate his barrel to one of those, we'll likely see the first run of the game for the Red Tails.
Johnston, the right fielder, hugging the line for him to go to the opposite field.
Breaking ball, finds the plate. Ethan Kwok falls down looking, and Schallberger gets out of it. It's 2-0 Stompers as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Sonoma hoping to add on to its lead. Welcome you back to Arnold Field for the bottom of the fifth. Sebastiani, Carlson, and Sebastiani to the plate here for the Stompers against Jackson Van Til, who's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. The southpaw doing some real damage here for the Red Tails on the mound. If there's anyone you want up right now, it's Nick Sebastiani, still in search. His first hit of 2026. Falls behind here, 0-1 on the breaking ball. The 0-1. Swung on. Foul off of Sebastiani. Quickly behind here, 0-2. That's exactly why Van Til has been working so well so far this game. It's getting into 2 strike counts.
Yeah, since entering the game, he has struck out 4 of the 6 hitters he's faced, and if you track that back to the end of Tyler Hankerson's outing, it's 6 of 8 Stompers have gone down via the K.
The 0-2, hit into right center, given chase and caught.
It's a great jump by Ethan Kwok.
Just hung up, and Kwok was able to make the play. Sebastiani will have to wait for his first hit as that brings up Hunter Carlson, hitting from the left-hand side.
Now batting, number 52, Hunter Carlson.
That brings up Hunter Carlson, hitting from the left-hand side. Struck out and a walk today. With nobody on, 1 down, swung on into deep right center, giving chase. Kwok comes up with it. The diving catch by Ethan Kwok retires Carlson. What a play by the center fielder.
Ethan Kwok, a Bradshaw Christian High School center fielder, just robbed D1 athlete and D1 stud Hunter Carlson. That's quite a moment for Ethan Kwok. I mean, we talked about route efficiency a couple innings ago. Ethan Kwok, perfect route efficiency on the last 2 balls. Ball was crushed off the bat of Hunter Carlson. That's the power we hope to see all summer.
2 hard hit balls out the center, and Kwok's made a play on both of them. That brings up Ben Sebastiani now. Falls behind here, 0-1. 6'1" righty out of the College of Marin. Taking on Van Til. He's retired 8 straight. 0-1 hitting the opposite field, tugging the foul line, and it drops. Sebastiani holds up at first. Took a wide lead off the bag, but retreats back for a 2-out single. The first Stomper to get on against Jackson Van Til.
It's a great piece of hitting. You go the opposite way. Not the hardest hit ball Ben's going to have this year, but they all count the same.
And that's Ben Sebastiani's first hit of 2026. The Sonoma native and Stomper returner on base with Connor Johnston, the lefty, up to bat. First pitch just clips the zone, 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup against Van Til, who looked pretty invincible up until the last couple batters. The 0-1. Johnston shows bunt, pulls back, 0-2. It makes sense why a guy like Connor Johnston would want to show that sign of bunting. 100% stolen base percentage. You know, Zach Pace kind of talked about it yesterday. He feels like small ball is making a return in baseball, and Johnson hoping to take advantage of that.
Small ball never left Sonoma.
I mean, why not when you have all the space behind the plate? A very, very deep outfield that forces you to kind of play the gaps. Johnston falls behind here, 0-2. Fouled back.
It's a good
We'll
battle.
do it again. A couple of times now where Johnston's been a little bit late on Van Til, the southpaw, trying to retire fellow lefty, but Johnston not going down without a fight. 2 down, 1 on, 2 strikes. Just misses high, 1 and 2. That breaking ball from Vantel is so nice. It's another 2-strike pitch to Johnston. Hit slowly over to first, picked up, trying to beat him out, and does so. A nice solo effort from the first baseman, Isaiah Broadus, to retire Johnston. It's still 2-0 as we head into the top of the 6th. Stompers with a lead. Top of the 6th here from Arnold Field. Nate Martin with ya as the Stompers hold a 2-0 lead. Schauberger still on the bump with a couple of defensive changers for Sonoma. Now behind the plate, Andrew Bonfili. And over at first, relieving Hunter Carlson of duties, it's Anthony Shepler. A couple of returning Stompers making their 2026 debuts as defensive substitutions. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 to the plate here for California. Cassiano, Work, and Osio. First pitch to Shepler. Outside, ball 1. Bonfili, Chaminade, catcher, just wrapped up a 2026 at West Valley Community College where he hit 299. Catches that one and brings the count to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. To the leadoff hitter, Cassiano. Breaking ball just misses, 2-1. Of course, Shepler, another returning Stomper. Someone who got on base nearly 40% of the time. A utility guy manning at first. The 2-1. Outside, ball 3 for Shepler. Pitcher warming up in the Stompers' pen right now. Shepler has gotten behind in counts, but has worked back in them. And that strikeout to Kwok to end the 5th. Hitters count 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Cassiano wasn't even tempted. So for the second straight inning, that's the leadoff hitter on for the Tigers. Brings up Isaiah Work with nobody out. Hit slowly over to first, trying to turn two. Instead, Scheffler forces the put out, and it's one down here in the top of the sixth. But Cassiano advances over to second.
Yeah, productive out there from Isaiah Work. Moves the runner to second. Runner in scoring position for now the third inning in a row. The Red Tails looking to just push one across.
Hoping to do so, Pablo Ocio, UCSD grad student, but hasn't played collegiate baseball since his time with the College of San Mateo. Hit .231 in his final season with the Bulldogs, with one extra base hit, only one strikeout. Swing and a miss there to bring the count to 1-1. Cassiano in scoring position. Tigers, Red Tails looking for their first run of 2026. Have to wait after the swing and miss, 1-2. One ball, two strikes, one down. Wind up the delivery. Looked at for a ball, evens the count. Cassiano taking an aggressive lead over at second. Schallberger has looked back at him a couple of times, hasn't thrown back there just yet as the 2-2 comes in. Hit into opposite field, into foul territory, and it falls. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Yeah, Key's still in left field, but a couple defensive changes. As you mentioned, Scheffler at first base, Bonfili behind the dish, and Kays DeRomalar will take over at second base for Tino Vassell.
DeRomalar, another one of those two-way players for the Stompers, an infielder and a pitcher. So the 2-2 coming in. Outside, full count.
I think Kays this season is just going to be a true middle infielder for the Stompers. He's used to playing here at Arnold Field. He's faced the Stompers for both the Leghorns and the Express over the past 2 summers.
3-2. Hit high into foul territory right in front of a Red Tails bullpen, and it's caught! What a play, Mateo Heredia. Stretches out to make the grab for out number 2 of the inning. A big one at that.
That's a tough play. That ball's hit high in the air. Heredia really didn't figure out where it was going to land and then made a jumping catch at the end. And to the bench goes Merriweather.
New batter coming into the game here for the Red Tails.
It's Julian Delphin.
Looks at that one for a called strike. Julian Delphin, San Mateo native, plays his college ball over at West Valley CC down in Saratoga. Behind here, 0-1 with 2 down. 3 straight innings for the Red Tails with a runner in scoring position. They're down to their final strike of the inning, though. It surely feels like, missed opportunities if you're the California coaching staff.
Yeah, 3 left on base over the last 2 innings. Schallberger trying to make it 4 with Cassiano out at second.
0-2. High, ball 1.
Yeah, it's always tough to be a pinch hitter, and especially when you're facing an arm. You've only seen him throw here 4 at-bats. It's not like you're picking up a lot over there on the bench.
That's what Delphin's going to have to do here. Primarily a middle infielder. Looks at that one for a called ball. Bonfili blocks it. couple times now where he's been tested defensively, and he's shown up.
Yeah, Delphin, second year with the Red Tails.
Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. 2-0 lead for the Stompers. Outside, load him up, the count. 3-2 here. Delphin working his way back in. Schallberger hoping to get out with no damage. The 3-2, runner goes. Hit foul, will do it again. And you're thinking here, a hit into the outfield scores that run. Some serious speed over there at second with Cassiano.
Caden Gustafson's come out on deck. He'd pinch hit for Isaiah Broadus if the inning continues.
Delphin pitch hitting for Montgomery. 3-2 runner goes yet again, hitting the opposite field, goes foul and into the Stompers bullpen. Delphin giving some real good fight here. A long at bat. Schallberger thought about having a word with Bonfili. Instead, to dig back in, trying to retire the pesky Julian Delphin. A full count delivery. Runner goes. Off of Bonfili. Gonna be a called ball. Made it all the way to the backstop, but with the velocity on that ball, it bounced right back to Bonfili and forced the runner Cassiano to stay. It's Red Tails at the corners with Caden Gustafson to the plate.
And now if a gap's found, we have a tie game. Second wild pitch charged to Stomper pitching, and Mike Nunez is going to make his way out to the mound to talk it over with Matthew Schallberger.
The first time we've seen Mike Nunez all year.
Yeah, you're facing a couple pinch hitters now. Delphin draws a walk, a great battle, and now Gustafson comes up to the plate.
And it's tough in this moment to face a guy with runners in the corners who no one's seen before. Gustafson, the righty, plays his college ball over at Beloit, a D3 school in Wisconsin. Hit .333 there this past season. 6 at-bats, so limited action, but someone who can definitely do some damage here for the Red Tails.
Watch out on that pickoff move if you're Schallberger. I thought Freitas was coming in to call a balk, and that would allow a run to score.
Dig in, hit into opposite field, under it, and caught for out number 3. The Stompers get out of a jam with Connor Johnson squeezing for the final out of the inning. It's still 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Sonoma leads. Bottom of the 6th, Sonoma leads 2-0 alongside Kieran Costa. I'm Nate Martin.
Now batting, number 25, Andrew.
Couple of Stompers digging in. Bonfili, Ayala, and Heredia starting off with Andrew Bonfili, making his first at-bat of the season. Looks at the breaking ball from Vantel, 0-1.
Yeah, Bonfili, a guy who played with Sonoma 2 years ago, and that was before he even went to college. That was after his senior year of high school. Sonoma Valley kid.
Going over to Chaminade in the fall.
Yeah.
Spring at West Valley Community College, where he hit just below 300. 5 home runs, 7 doubles. Some nice pop on that bat.
Bonfili, a D1 bounce back, went to USF, redshirted, and then West Valley last year. And he's got himself back to the D1 level in Chaminade.
Not a bad place to end up playing your collegiate ball over in Hawaii. I'm a little jealous.
And Bonfili really turned it on. 305 home runs, as you mentioned. Just nearly 300.
You see the pop there on that sharp foul ball into the Stompers bullpen. Going Appa. The count goes to 2-2. To Bonfili with Ayala on deck. Vantel been tough to get on against. Only Ben Sebastiani has gotten a hit against him. The 2-2. Looked at, called, strike 3. Bonfili goes down looking. That's the 5th K of the day for Jackson Vantel. That's his first strikeout looking of the day as well, as Bryson Ayala steps up for his second time facing Vantel. Struck out first time through. First pitch, fouled back, 0-1. Ayala today, a walk and a strikeout, 3rd time through the order. Searching for his first hit of the summer. The 0-1, outside, 1-1.
Stompers, who's a team that's had the lowest ERA in the CCL back-to-back years, have had 4 pitchers combined for 6 zeros to start this one.
Crucially for the Red Tails, Vantel's been keeping them in this one of a few scoreless innings in a row. Tight contest here on opening day. You wouldn't want to draw it up any other way. The 1-2, fouled back. We'll do it again.
Ayala started a handful of games to start the season at Tulane, true freshman, then was playing that whole time with a broken finger. Hoped he could play through, ended up having to get surgery on pointer finger of his throwing hand.
That says a lot about Ayala's character, someone willing to fight through injury, even if it means, waiting until you have to get surgery. Gives a nod and a smile to the pitcher, Vantel, to even the count up at 2-2.
A broken finger is such a frustrating injury. Your whole body feels good. It feels like you can do everything, and you're forced to watch the green wave from the sideline.
And it's one that people do try and play through, but sometimes it does require surgery. 2-2. Looked out low, a full count now. I mean, even on these balls, Vantel is very close to finding the zone.
Trying to get through 4 clean.
Chance of Let's Go Stompers breakout. The 3-2. Swung on. Just goes foul towards the bullpen of the Red Tails.
Way out in front of that off speed. Got around it and yanked it.
If he times that up a little bit better, it's extra bases instead. The full count once again.
Short porch, 3-10 down the line.
Full count, 3-2, hit high into the infield, drifting foul and under it. Caught for out number 2. Isaiah Work hauls it in to retire Ayala for the second time straight. That brings up Mateo Heredia, who made a really nice defensive play just earlier on in this game.
Yeah, very high pop-up, battling the sun, foul ground, third base side. A late lunging effort, he made the play.
Now that sun has dropped, the lights turning on here at Arnold Field. Mateo Heredia's third time through the order looks at that one for a called strike.
I mean, hats off to Jackson Van Til. He's been near spotless since coming into the ball game. A Ben Sebastiani bloop single the other way, the only mark on his ledger.
Ahead here, 0-1. Make it 0-2. Just clipses the zone. Knowing how to paint his pitches.
Double barrel action, two righties in the Stomper pen.
The 0-2. Shoved right back to Van Til, who hauls it in, flips it over to first for out number 3. It's 4 scoreless innings for Jackson Van Til, keeping the Tigers in this one. As we head to the top of the 7th, Kieran Costa has you for the rest of opening day on the Stompers Broadcast Network.
Another move to the bullpen for Zach Pace, top of the 7th. He turns to Vince Van Holy, a right-handed pitcher from Amersfoort in the Netherlands. That's about 40 minutes southeast of Amsterdam. He played last year at Contra Costa College. Quite the flight from the Netherlands. 11 appearances, 8 of them starts. He had a ERA north of 9. But tries to turn things on here over the summer, and he faces a pinch hitter, Kai Reynolds.
It's not the position that Van Holy usually finds himself as you mentioned. 8 of his 11 appearances were as a starter, but you know, you're coming in here with kind of the same mindset of a starter to just put up zeros on the board. And, you know, when Van Til is pitching like he is for the Red Tails, that's exactly what you have to do.
Close ball game in the 7th. Van Holy deals with the righty Reynolds. Coming up the bench to replace Vincent Gianni. Van Holy misses. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Just 1 hit for the California Red Tails through 6 innings of play against 4 different Stompers pitchers. Van Holy comes home, cut on and missed, 1-1.
Amersfoort, Netherlands. I know you're a big fan of Amsterdam. Been there
I am.
before, yeah?
Former analytics intern Leighton Brouwer, a Dutchman. 1-1. Outside 2-1.
I've never been. I just know it from the Ted Lasso episode and other things.
Yeah, Amersfoort in Utrecht, Netherlands. A long way from home for the righty Van Holy. Reynolds slightly open stance. Cuts and misses 2-2. Nothing but heaters out of the hands of Van Holy. Kai Reynolds, middle infielder, College of Marin, played for the Red Tails last year in Pacific Empire League play, 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Awaits the 2-2 from Van Holy. Here it is. Struck him out swinging. Fastball and a good one. Van Holy's now the 5th Stomper pitcher to pick up a strikeout. And it is the 10th by Sonoma pitching.
I mean, I don't think he saw a single off speed there. That was just all gas from Vincent Van Holy. And why not? It's working.
Caleb Catalano from the College of the Sequoias, another pinch hitter. In there for a called strike. There's going to be a whole bunch of defensive changes when we get past the 7th inning stretch. Pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a righty up in the bullpen, but no need. Van Holy pitching well through a batter and a half. That one sent towards center field. Sebastiani drifts towards the alley. He's under it and makes the play. So off the bench for Caleb Catalano, he is out. And there will be yet another pinch hitter, the 3rd of the inning. Van Holy facing a whole new set. Giatano Palazzotti comes in to hit. That one skips past Bonfili. Palazzotti, a right-handed hitter. They've gone all righties. College of Marin didn't play from Marin Catholic High School. He pops this one up. Bonfili is going to drift towards the screen. It's going to get up and over. Lands just left of the press box. I'm Kieran Costa with Nate Martin set up right behind home plate as the shadows creep across Arnold Field here on opening day. 2-0, the home Stomps lead in the 7th. Van Holy against Palazzotti. The 1-1. In there, 1-2. And this is what you see in the summer. A guy that pitched to the tune of the 908 earned run average in JUCO ball is coming out, and he looks nearly unhittable here in his first frame against the Red Tails. 1-2 pitch, high, 2-2.
It's all been the heat as well. I mean, it's been working. He's gotten out so far. But Palazzotti working back into it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Van Holy delivers. That's lined into left field. It's going to one-hop Trent Keys for just the 2nd hit of the day. Then Polazzotti's aboard, and that's going to send it back to the top of the lineup. And it's Ethan Kwok for his 4th chance. Or, beg your pardon, it is going. They're going to go to the bench once again. It's Dominic Scafani, who's going to replace Ethan Kwok, Golden Sombrero, for the original leadoff hitter. 3 strikeouts for Kwok. Scafani behind in the count, 0-1.
And Scafani repping the same helmet that Kwok was going with the stickers.
A lot of guys that didn't play first year at JUCO ball. Scafani in that category, College of Marin. There's the off-speed from Van Holy, but it stays high, 1-1. Reynolds struck out. Catalano flew out, and then a 2-out single from Palazzotti kept the line moving for Scafani. Short lead for Palazzotti off first. Van Holy comes home. That's lined the opposite way. Cutting over is Connor Johnson. He plays it on a hop. Holding is Palazzotti. A couple of 2-out hits. Here come the Red Tails with the go-ahead run at the dish. 90 feet for Palazzotti. 2 on, 2 out.
Yeah, I mean, you usually think, a hit into opposite field into right. that you send the runner from first to third. Polizzetti had some good speed on him, but interesting enough, they hold him up over there at second in a game where you're trying to stack some runs up. You're down by 2. Time's not on your side.
Yeah, but down 2 in the 7th, you can't make the last out of the inning at third base, and you're gambling that a ball to the outfield will score him anyway, and it's Jacob Cassiano, the man tasked with trying to get that run home. The lefty takes a fastball that misses off the corner. Cassiano, California High School, William Jessup, where he played his college ball. In 25 games, he had 329, a couple of long balls. If he puts a ball over the wall, the score would turn on its head. 1-0 pitch from Van Holy. Cassiano takes high again, 2-0. Pressure pitches for the first time today for a Sonoma arm. Tying run leads away from first. Go-ahead run in the plate. It's the DH, Jacob Cassiano. Van Holy stares in to get his sign from the stretch, delivers. High again, 3 balls and no strikes. One more wide one loads him up.
It's a couple times now where that fastball has just been a little too high. Just a little, and that's coming back to Vite Van Holy, who's very quickly behind here.
Isaiah Work, who had the only hit entering this frame on deck, and he's about to hit with the bases loaded. And how this inning went from so quickly, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Polizzetti singled. Scafani singled. Cassiano walked on 4 pitches. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Drama brewing here on opening day.
It's all been with 2 outs as well. I mean, you kind of mentioned that those first 2 outs, Van Holy looked like he was on one. Ready to go multiple innings here if needed for the Stompers, and now 3 straight guys reaching with two outs, and that's not the position to be in. But time and time again, these Red Tails, they've gotten close, and the Stompers pitching staff and defense have come up clutch, keeping a 0 on the scoreboard. Is the bubble going to burst? It just feels like the Red Tails are clawing at the bit to get on the board here.
Yeah, Red Tails have left 5 runners over the last 3 innings. They have them loaded. Mike Nunez heads back to the Stompers' first Dave's dugout. Andrew Bonfili back behind the dish. And Isaiah Work from the right side. Bases full, 2-0 Stompers in the 7th. Scafini swings, lines it right at Ayala. Whatever Mike Nunez said worked. The inning is over for the Red Tails. It's no runs on 2 hits and 3 left, and Holy out of trouble. Time to stretch in Sonoma. The Stompers clinging to a 2-0 lead. A whole new defense out there. That's including a new arm. We'll set the defense first. Polzitti's in left. Scafini's in center. Catalano's in right. Isaiah Work stays in the game at third. It goes Delphin, Reynolds, and Gustafson after that. Zane Silos Holmes is the new catcher, and the new arm in to the ball game. We'll close the book on Jackson Van Til. Angel Castillo comes into the ball game to pitch. And it was 4 masterful innings from Jackson Van Til. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs. He struck out 5. And the biggest thing, he didn't walk anybody. Arnold Castillo tries to keep that going against the top of the order. Trent Keys, it'll be Kays DeRomalar and then Nick Sebastiani.
Perhaps the most crucial thing that Van Til did in those innings that he was in the game was just put up zeros. That's what allowed this Red Tails lineup, one that had bases loaded last time around, allowed them to stay in this game. And now if you're the Stompers, a new arm on the mound, Angel Castillo, someone that you're hoping to take advantage of. You know, a new arm, a guy who plays his ball at College Marin, a lot of the guys will know him, knows how he kind of works. So, big opportunity here for the Stompers.
Keys takes the first pitch from Angel Castillo for a ball. Castillo Martinez, yet another College of Marin product. Went to Vacaville High School. The pitch, Keys swings and misses 1-1. For Castillo Martinez, he made 5 appearances and pitched 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs with 2 walks and didn't strike anybody out for the Mariners of Marin. Vacaville High School product, gave up 7 earned runs in 2.1 Pacific Empire League innings. Keys bounces it to second. High hop for the new man Reynolds, who flips it to first. Keys is retired for 3. And that brings up Kays DeRomalar for his first chance.
Number 50, Kays DeRomalar.
DeRomalar's played here at Arnold Field a couple times. He played for the Petaluma Leghorns in 2024. He went 0 for 5, and in 2025 he played for the Express. He went 3 for 7 over 2 games, and he's ahead 1-0. Santa Rosa Junior College. He's at second today. He went to Rancho Cotati High School. He played with Devin Laginto there. 275 for the Bear Cubs. 1-0. That's crushed down the left field line, hooking foul. And we're seeing pop like that from Kays. The middle infield is going to be shored up pretty quickly. 2 home runs, 6 doubles for SRJC.
I mean, clear pop on that bat. Sounded so good off the wood, and just got to be a little bit later, and that one's at the very least extra bases.
Breaking ball clips to the top of the zone, 1-2. Left fielder Polizetti playing deep, as is the right fielder Catalano. The second baseman Reynolds is shaded towards first. Lots of room up the middle. DeRomalar takes low 2-2. And Stompers hitters have been early all evening. You wonder why you play someone like that to go the opposite way. Tino Vassell was the second baseman that DeRomalar came in for. An RBI single and a couple of strikeouts for the USF Dawn. 2-2 pitch. Hit to the left side, and the shortstop Delphin makes the catch. In on the hands, that's a nice pitch. DeRomalar popped it up, easy pickings for Julian Delphin, 2 away. And for the Stompers, since this man, Nick Sebastiani, singled with 1 out in the second inning, are just 1 over the minimum, and that was a Ben Sebastiani single. The bullpen for the Red Tails has been dominant. Righty on righty. That one's grounded through the right side. Base hit. Nick Sebastiani, a couple of singles on opening day. Keeps the line moving for Anthony Shepler, who will get his first at-bat of 2026.
Man, that one feels so good for the Stompers, even if it comes with 2 outs, even if it comes when you're ahead with nobody on. it's just getting a base runner on, and it's about passing the bats now and getting some work here, trying to add some runs to this lead that is looking ever more vulnerable with the Red Tails lineup.
Shepler takes a called strike one. Played last year at San Jose State. Appeared in 31 games, went 9 for 58, 3 doubles, a homer, and 4 RBIs. A swing and miss still an issue. Struck out 29 times, and he waits because there's a check on Nick Sebastiani. But he ended the season on a high. He walked off Fresno State on May the 15th. Shepler played for the Stompers last year. Like Ben Sebastiani, homered on the 4th of July. His was a grand slam. He hits this one hard and fair inside the first base bag, rolling into the corner. Shepler's motoring towards second. Dave Hoke with a late stop sign for Sebastiani. A 2-out double. The first extra base hit of the year for Sonoma. Second and third with 2 away. Here comes Rylan Heckman. That's a left-handed hitter. Shepler, he just yanked it inside the first base bag. Running on the pitch, Sebastiani still had to hold up at third. That brings up Heckman from Umpqua Community College. Did not play there. He hails from Gig Harbor, Washington.
Top of the 7th, we saw 2 outs, and then where the pitchers are looking great, and all of a sudden the Red Tails stack a couple of hits together and get bases loaded. Now 2 hits in a row for the Stompers with 2 outs after the new pitcher, Castillo Martinez, looked dominant.
Yeah, Sonoma hoping they can cash in, add a little insurance. 1-0, Heckman hits it hard to right. Coming in is Catalano, he's not going to get there, it dunks in. 1 run scores, the throw to the plate is offline, a 2nd run scores. The throw to second, they're going to get Heckman. A 2 RBI single. The Stomps double up the lead. Heckman's first at-bat since high school yields a couple of ribbies. 3 2-out knocks. Sonoma leads it 4-0 after 7. Zane Silos Holmes, who came in defensively, will now get his first at-bat here in the 8th inning against the new man, Drew Kaplan. Kaplan hasn't played college baseball. He spent the last year at the University of Oregon rehabbing an injury. He faces Holmes, Delphin, and then Gustafson, and he blows it by Silos Holmes, who spent last season at Laney College. He's now committed to Waldorf University. steps out. Vince Van Holy, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 walk. He left him loaded without a strikeout. Or, beg your pardon, he struck out 1. So every Stomper struck someone out. Holmes hits this hard but foul down the left field line, and from what could have been extra bases, will instead yield a 0-2.
It's a bit of a warning shot there to Drew Kaplan after, a couple times now where the Red Tails have stacked some guys on, gotten some good barrel to bats, and just goes foul. Pretty lucky to get away with that.
0-2 pitch from Kaplan. Low outside, went to the breaker. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Red Tails. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Stompers as we play in the top half of inning number 8. 1-2. Check swing. Yes, he did. The tag applied by Bonfili. That is strikeout number 11 for Sonoma pitching. And now all 5 that have thrown have struck somebody out. And Kaplan will become the 6th. Julian Delphin gets his second at bat. He walked in the 6th inning. Right on right, Kaplan delivers outside, skips past Bonfili to the backstop. Caden Gustafson out on deck. That one's low, 2-0. Kaplan, not sure where he's going to play college ball going forward. We're going to figure that out this summer. He's behind 2-0 to Julian Delphin. Delphin got 14 at-bats for the Red Tails in PEL play last year. 4 for 14. He's ahead 3-0 on Kaplan. Righty up and loosening for Sonoma. 3-0. Outside ball 4. 4-pitch walk issued by Kaplan, and that brings up Caden Gustafson for what will be his second shot at things. Lined out to the left fielder Keys.
Now batting, number 30, Caden Gustafson.
Stompers looking for a double play ball. That's Ayala and DeRomalar up the middle. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Oh, 1. Outside. A ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That one's lined back up the middle, past the reach of DeRomalar, and the Red Tails are threatening yet again. They left 1 on in the 4th, 2 in the 5th and 6th, and left them loaded in the 7th. They have 2 on, 1 out, and Kai Reynolds coming up to the plate.
It just feels like it's only a matter of time until the Red Tails put a number on the board here. I feel like I've said this every inning, Kieran, where it's like they stack guys up, and the Stompers somehow always get out of it.
Ball was scalded off the bat.
Yeah, no chance for DeRomalar to get that.
The pitch, squaring to bunt, pulling it back and taking a ball is Kai Reynolds. Came off the bench to pinch hit for Gianni. He struck out swinging.
And this is a tough position to be in for Drew Kaplan, who, as you mentioned, hasn't really pitched in a while. Was at Oregon rehabbing an injury and out in a sticky situation with 1 down, 2 on.
Pitch misses high, 2-0.
Falling behind in the count here. He's going to have to attack.
Two balls and no strikes. Kaplan comes home. Called strike, 2-1.
That's attacking Kieran. That's going right after him, high and in. A great pitch by Kaplan to come back.
Two balls and one strike outside, and now it's 3-1. The Red Tails looking to load the bases for the second inning in a row. Tying run out on deck here. 4-0 ball game, top of the 8th. 3-1, runner goes, the pitch is high, Bonfili throws it. Anyway, he's called safe, it was ball 4. It's a risky throw from Bonfili because you don't have a chance to get him out, and if it gets by Heredia, it's down the line in a live ball. I guess you don't know if it's called ball 4 yet, so why not? After one quick out, a walk, a single, and a walk, the bases are loaded for Caleb Catalano.
Mike Nunez coming out to talk with
Third
the man on
trip out.
the mound. Yeah, but every single time that he's come out to talk to a
It's true.
pitcher, they've got outs.
That's exactly what Kaplan needs to do here against Caleb Catalano.
And it's a good thing you got that two-run single in the bottom of the 7th. That is looking more and more crucial as this inning goes on.
That it is. Those insurance run doing the Stompers nicely.
I mean, coming from a guy and, Ryland Heckman, who hasn't played, didn't play any organized baseball the past year at Umpqua CC. I mean, that is a great way to start your summer for Ryland Heckman.
Nunez back to the dugout. Kaplan back on the mound. Bonfili back behind the plate. And Caleb Catalano in the batter's box. Catalano, College of the Sequoias. Feet close together in the righty batter's box. He takes low 1-0. No place to put him. Bases loaded. One man out.
Number 8, Caleb Catalano.
Delphin from third. Gustafson from second. Reynolds from first. Kaplan's 1-0. Popped in the air out of play. The Stompers were in an eerily similar situation last opening day. They led the Berkovich Honors 7-4 heading to the top of the 9th. They'd surrender 4 runs and lose that one 8-7. They look to hold the lead here on opening day 2026. That one misses outside 2-1. That snapped a 4-game opening day winning streak for Sonoma. Looking to get back in the win column in game number 1 of the season. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kaplan the righty to Catalano the righty. The pitch popped in the air, out of play yet again. Shepler's going to give it a look. Down the line, he runs out of room.
It's a couple foul balls in a row where
He's late.
if you're Sonoma, you're just like, man, I wish he was just a little bit more over that so it stays in the ballpark. Or maybe he strikes out. That'd be pretty nice too.
Unproductive out. That's what Sonoma's looking for. A ball in the gap could score 3. A fly ball or a ground ball at this rate could score 1. The Stompers infield playing back. Force at any base. 2-2 from Kaplan, who sets at the belt. Comes home. Struck him out swinging. Caleb Catalano chases a pitch upstairs. Kaplan's second strikeout. And it all comes up to Paul Azzetti. Giatano Polizzetti pops it up and out of play. Polizzetti, a right-handed hitter. He singled in the 7th, coming off the bench for Salinas.
Giatano Polizzetti.
Kaplan looking to dance around some trouble in the 8th and throw up an 8th consecutive 0 for Sonoma pitching. Stares in to get his sign and delivers. It hit him. Kaplan visibly frustrated on the hill. It's an RBI hit by pitch for Polizzetti. The shutout is broken up with 2 outs in the 8th. The go-ahead run comes to the plate. It's a 4-1 ball game. Julian Delphin, the runner who scores. And Dominic Scaffini, who singled his last time, has a chance to put the Red Tails in front. Scaffini from Novato takes up and away 1-0. That was a curveball from Kaplan. It just went looping up in the air and plunked Polizzetti. 4-1 ball game now. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. Kaplan comes home. Scaffini takes outside 2-0. Dangerous position for Kaplan and the Stompers in the 8th.
You're forced to attack here, Kieran. You're forced to go in and at him and trust your defense to make a play.
Scaffini didn't play College of Marin 2026. 2-0 coming from Kaplan. That's lined hard down the line. Keys won't be able to cut it off. It's going to the corner. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Ryan Cooney with the stop sign. 2 RBI double from Dominic Scaffini. High drama on opening day. It's 4-3. Great piece of hitting. You get ahead in the count and then you capitalize. Here comes Zach Pace.
I mean, you attacked him there, and he was ready for it. You can't be too mad at that, but, I mean, a really tough defensive positioning. The left fielder for the Stompers was really shading towards that left center gap, and Trent Keys, and instead he's forced, that ball goes right down the foul line, pull side. Tough positioning defensively, and that's why you got a new arm to the game.
To the bullpen goes Zach Pace. It's going to be pressure pitches for Sam Matherly on the other side. 4-3 ball game. 2 on, 2 outs. Red Tails threatening to take the lead in the 8th. We'll be right back on the Sonoma Stompers Broadcast Network. Sam Schnitzer, the new pitcher, righty out of the College of Marin, and then the USF, a junior from Petaluma. Schnitzer through last year at the College of Marin. He's committed to USF in 21.1 innings, all out of the bullpen. He had 3 saves and a 6.33 ERA, a guy that Zach Pace looks to use in the late innings. He's inherited a mess. 3 home in the inning for the Red Tails. The tying runs at third. The go-ahead runs at second with 2 outs. And he'll be facing Jacob Cassiano. Grounded out, struck out, and walked twice. At second base is Scaffini. He had the 2 RBI double. At third base is Polizzetti.
The plan is simple here, Kieran, if you're Sam Schnitzer, and it might sound simple on paper, perhaps it's definitely not as easy as it sounds. Just get 4 outs. You got to get this out here without allowing a run to come across the plate, and no matter what your offense does in the bottom of this inning, you just got to get 3 outs in the 9th. It all starts with this guy right here, though. You got a base open. Just get him out.
Looks like it's going to be a 4-out save opportunity for Schnitzer. Imposing presence, right-handed pitcher. Comes down from a 3/4 angle. Comes set just above the belt facing a lefty. First pitch high with a fastball. Jacob Cassiano 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. And how about your first appearance of the summer, leverage spot for Schnitzer?
It's a guy who wouldn't want to draw it up any other ways. 3 saves at the College of Marin this past spring.
1-0. low. Great block by Bonfili to keep the tying run 90 feet away. Arnold Field has had quite the show of close game. Schnitzer misses inside.
Couple pitches where he's missed low and inside. Just got to get that a little bit more in, closer to the plate, and get that out.
3-0 pitch coming. Called strike 3-1. Three balls and one strike. Runners lead from second and third. The pitch. Called strike 3-2. Three balls, two strikes, 2 outs, 8th inning. Ball 4. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th. Pitch is fouled back. Isaiah Work at the plate, a righty. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A 1. Hit hard but foul down the right field line, and all of a sudden Sam Schnitzer's 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam. Oh-2. Struck him out swinging. Sam Schnitzer out of the bullpen escapes the jam for Sonoma in the 8th. The Red Tails get a whole lot closer. 4-3. The Sonoma lead trimmed as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning. This game's a whole lot closer. It's 4-3. Connor Johnston takes outside. It will be Johnston, Bonfili, and Ayala, the three scheduled to hit against the new pitcher, Julian Brennick, beg your pardon. That's outside 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That's lined hard the other way over the third baseman down the line. Cut off by Polizzetti, but heading towards second, it's Johnson. He's in there with a slide. Double for Connor Johnson to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Sonoma needs more insurance. They lead 4-3. That's a beautiful piece of hitting from the lefty Johnston. True freshman from Gig Harbor, didn't play at Bellarmine University out in Kentucky, shoots that baseball the other way. That'll bring up Andrew Bonfili for his second crack at things. Came in to replace McCown and do the catching. Swings first pitch and pops it foul out of play first base side. Runner on second. Nobody out. Stompers lead 4-3, bottom of the 8th, in desperate need of some insurance for Sam Schnitzer. The pitch is hit foul back to the screen. Runner on second. Nobody out. Stompers lead 4-3, bottom of the 8th, in desperate need of some insurance for Sam Schnitzer. The pitch is hit foul back to the screen. Bonfili swings and hits it to third. Gloved by Work. His long throws over the first baseman's head. Johnson had to hold. He's now at third base. That's going to be an E5 on Isaiah Work. The errant throw gives Connor Johnston third base, and Bonfili reaches.
Now batting, number 51, Bryson Ayala.
First and third, the pitch to Ayala. Did it hit him? Zach Pace and Paul Maderina come out of a dugout, and it did not hit him. Ayala's going to stay in the batter's box. Bryson hails from Melbourne, Florida. He was the 17th ranked shortstop out of Florida 2 years ago, and that's a state that's a hotbed for baseball talent. That's not something easy to do. Top 105 in the country. Today, he's walked, struck out, and popped out. One 1-0 pitch coming. Runners lead from first and third. And Brennick shakes off a couple times. Silos Holmes, his catcher. Stompers would love to add to a one-run lead. The 1-0, outside and low 2-0.
I mean, you would certainly feel a lot better if you got runs on the board here, heading into the top of the ninth.
Runners at the corners, nobody out. Brennick pitches, Ayala lines it foul back to the screen, and it bounces right to Mateo Heredia in the on-deck circle. Stompers 2 in the second, 2 in the 7th, a 3 spot in the top of this 8th for the visiting Red Tails, opening day baseball from Sonoma County. 2-1 pitch. Ayala high and tight. bends back out of the way. Hitters count 3-1. No action in the Stomper bullpen. It's Sam Schnitzer's ninth, no matter the score. 3-1 coming from Brennick to Ayala, and he's gone inside every single pitch and then finally hits him on the 3-1. So that goes as a hit by pitch instead of a walk, even though it would have been ball four either way. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Mateo Heredia looking to pick up a hit. He's 0 for 3. Fielder's choice strikeout and a ground ball. Out to the mound comes Christian Merriweather.
Just as the previous mound visit for the Stompers in the top half of this inning was massive, this one's equally as big for the Tigers. You're feeling like you're in this game. You're feeling like, you know, a couple of hits and you can take the lead. You got to get a 0 up on this board. Even if you even allow like one run, I still think you feel pretty good about where you are considering this situation. But you just got to limit it as much as you can.
Brennick, as Nate mentions, only job is to limit the damage. I don't know if the Red Tails have any more arms. I think it's Brennick's mess to get out of. Nobody up and loosening down that left field line. And as I speak, there's commotion down in the bullpen. Looks like someone's going to start to throw.
And there are a lot of guys on this Red Wings team that can pitch, even if it means putting a positional guy up on the bump.
First baseman Gustafson in on the grass. The pitch to Heredia inside almost hit him too. One 0 offer. Fouled back to the screen. Trent Keys out on deck. One home. Heredia stopped in time, and it's 2-1. He's ahead in the count. Two balls and one strike. Bases full of Stompers in the 8th with nobody out. The pitch. Heredia started again. Couldn't hold up this time. Twos calls it at home plate. It's 2-2. Heredia hit over 300 at Cerritos. Two. Hit to right center. Chasing over is Catalano. Coming over with Scaffini. And the catch is made by the right fielder, Catalano. Sac fly, Mateo Heredia. Much needed insurance for the Stompers. It's 5-3 as Johnston walks home from third, and tagging is Bonfili. Runners at the corners now with one down for Trent Keys.
It's a productive out, Kieran. Yeah, a little bit of insurance heading into the top of the 9th. Still one out and runners at the corners. A big moment here for Trent Keys.
Keys 1 for 3 with a walk. Stranded at third twice. Keys swings and hits it the other way, drifting foul. Keys a left-handed hitter. Runner leads away from first base. Runner goes, and there will be no throw. That's Bryson Ayala who gets the SB. They're out of the double play, and there's two runners in scoring position with just one man out for Trent Keys. Keys had 3 doubles in the CCL North title game here at Arnold Field last year. 0-2 pitch. That served into left center field. It's going to be a long run. No one's going to get there. It dunks in. Keys heads towards second. The throw goes there late. It's a 2 RBI double for TK25. A 2-hit day for Keys, and the Stompers open this one back up at 7-3.
That is the definition of clutch by Trent Keys. Previous pitch, Ayala takes off for second, and that puts two in scoring position, and Keys scored both of them there on the left center gap shot. Great piece of hitting there from the utility man.
We go from Keys to Kays as Kays Doromolar digs in from the right side and takes way outside 1-0.
Still got one out and a runner in scoring position. You can really open up this game.
Stompers scored 2 in the second, 2 in the seventh. The Red Tails scored 3 in the top of this inning. The Stompers have put a 3-spot up of their own, looking to add more. 1-0 offer. Drops in there for a called strike, 1-1. Nick Sebastiani on deck. That would be his 5th trip. Romolar came off the bench. He popped out to the shortstop on a fastball bearing in on the hands. That was back in the 7th. 1-1. High 2-1. We do apologize for the technical difficulties with our center field camera. It's opening day for the Tech as well. We'll have that figured out by tomorrow. 2-1 to the backstop. Keys with the late break, but he'll head to third on the wild pitch. 3 balls and a strike. On to Romolar.
Hitting to the outfield, and it's a 5-run game, Kieran. Talk about getting out of a spot above her. That's been the name of the game for the Stompers on opening day. A lot of the times where the Red Tails have gotten on runners in scoring position and the pitchers get out of a jam. And now the bats in similar positions and moments of pressure coming up hot.
Romolar takes a called strike. The count runs full 3-2. 3-2 pitch to the Santa Rosa Junior College middle infielder. Has played against the Stompers twice. This is the first time sporting the home whites, and he draws a walk.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what did you want to say?
Runners at the corners, 1 out. Stompers lead it by 4.
Now batting, number 6, Nick Sebastiani.
First pitch misses upstairs to Nick. 1 ball and no strikes. Julian Brennick staring in. A nightmare inning. 5 of the 6 he's faced have reached. That one misses outside and low, 2-0. Struggling with the zone. Brennick and Sebastiani, both from the area, longtime travel ball teammates. Now they find themselves on opposite sides, and it's the hitter, Sebastiani, who's in the driver's seat. It's 3-0.
Got a base open. But you also have a double play ball in effect. You don't want to give it, especially when you've already given up a couple runs in what was a tight game.
I don't think Brennick's pitching around him. I just don't think he can find the zone.
Yeah.
3-0, get me over, and it's 3-1.
Found the zone there.
Double error hit by pitch, sac fly, double walk. Stompers are set up with runners at the corners, 1 out and 3 already in. The pitch. High and outside, ball 4. The bases are full.
3, 4.
Anthony Shepler, left-handed hitter, is going to get his second crack. He came off the bench to replace Hunter Carlson, and he snuck a double just inside that first base bag. Shepler had a grand slam last season for Sonoma. The pitch. This one's not going to get out. That's bloop. Right field, Bermuda triangle, but it's the second baseman Reynolds who makes the catch. Shepler took a hack at the first pitch with the bases loaded. He popped out to the shortstop, and now the ninth man to bat in the inning is Rylan Heckman, who laced a 2 RBI single and got thrown out at second to end the last inning.
Shepler just got a little too under that one. I mean, you're talking about a grand slam. I mean, if he lines it up a little bit better, that could get very close to leaving the yard.
But it's a bases loaded situation against a guy that's walked back-to-back hitters. I don't know if you're attacking first pitch.
No, I agree with you there.
Heckman is too. He swings through it. It was out of his zone high. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Bases loaded. 7-3. Sonoma leads California. 0-1 pitch. Low 1-1.
It's a big block there by Zane Silas Holmes.
One pitch coming. Drops in there for a called strike. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and the bases full. The pitch. Heckman takes low 2-2. Stompers have sent 9 men to the plate. 3 have scored, 3 are on. We'll see what Rylan Heckman does on a 2-2 pitch. Strikes out swing. The inning is over. 9 Stompers hit, 3 score, 3 left, 3 out. 9th inning, Stompers lead it 7-3. We'll see if they can close it out on the other side. Silos, Holmes, Delphin, and Gustafson, the 3 to try and mount a rally in inning number 9. The Stompers lost last opening day, 8-7 final, and led by 4 runs going into the 9th inning. They hope to avoid that fate here in the opener of 2026. The pitch. A called strike, top of the zone. 0-1. Schnitzer looking to get 4 outs here. He came in with 2 on and 2 out in a 1-run game in the 8th. He walked a batter and then got out of it with a strikeout. He's ahead of Silas Holmes, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming. High 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Schnitzer to Holmes. Here it is. Struck him out swinging high. Fastball blew it by him. Second strikeout for Schnitzer.
I mean, after that quick walk in his first batter face, Schnitzer struck out 2 straight here.
Yeah, that's 14 strikeouts for Stompers pitching. It's a nice number to start the season. Julian Delphin, he's late. It's 0-1.
And that's why Zach Pace gets a lot of guys in his pitching staff to figure out which guys he can use, which ones are going to get strikeouts. A lot of the guys so far today have proven they can do that.
That one's grounded to first. Shepler takes it to the bag himself. The Stompers are 1 out away from an opening day victory. The only man standing in the way is Caden Gustafson.
Now batting, number 30, Caden Gustafson.
Gustafson bounces it towards shortstop. Alaya picks, throws, ball game over. Stompers win on opening day of 2026. 7-3 the final from Arnold Field in Sonoma. We'll be back with your totals in a second. Wrapping up shop here in Sonoma on opening day, 7-9-0 prevails over 3-5-1. Sonoma Stompers 7, California Red Tails 3 in the first of 2, a mini midweek here to open up the campaign. We play tomorrow at 6:05. The Red Tails and the Stompers will do it again. Devin Laginto slated to get the start. And let's talk about pitching. Nate, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pitchers combining for 14 strikeouts and just 3 earned. All of them go to Kaplan over 9 innings. What did you see out of the arms, especially the swing and miss?
Yeah, I mean, 14 strikeouts. I think there's not much that needs to be said besides that number. A really impressive job by the pitchers, but more so than getting strikeouts, it was getting outs in big moments. There was a lot of times where, you know, the arms looked vulnerable, and the Red Tails got on with 2 outs. They put runners in second, runners on third, and it felt like they were going to get runs on the board at moments where, you know, the Stompers offense went a little bit quiet. But what's so important is that the pitchers got outs. And that's something that no matter what, you can fall back on at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how you do it. It can be ugly, but if you get it done, you get the win, you get the outs, and that's how you do it.
Sean McBroom, your winning pitcher. Tyler Hankerson takes the loss. The Stompers go McBroom to Carvalho to Munoz to Schallberger to Van Holy to Kaplan, and finally to Schnitzer to get the job done. Trent Keys, a 2 RBI double. Rylan Heckman, a couple ribbies on a single. Those are a couple of the big knocks. Nick Sebastiani on base 3 times, as was Trent Keys. That's going to do it for our opening day coverage from Sonoma. We'll be back on the air tomorrow. That will be a game that starts at 6 o'clock, 5:45 pregame show, right back here on the YouTube. One last time on opening day, 7-3 the final. Sonoma starts the out-of-league slate in the win column. For everybody that helps this broadcast run, Lucas Sebastiani on the stats. For my broadcast partner, I'm Nate Martin. For the first time in 2026, I'm Kieran Costa saying so long from Sonoma.